Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberlyn Coaching, where we help women recover from and flourish after stress and trauma. So, Father tells his 12-year-old son to go into the backyard and remove the tree stump. The son is eager to show his dad how he can do this manly task, and he runs out and begins pushing on the stump with all his might. After about 20 minutes of huffing and puffing, the stump hasn't budged. The boy turns and realizes his father has been watching him the whole time. He's embarrassed. He says, "Oh, Dad, I'm just so sorry. I wasn't able to do it." His dad just smiles and he says, "Give it everything you've got." Now the boy, more determined than ever, he runs over, he kicks, he pulls, he takes running starts and jumps and pushes and pushes and pushes until his arms are just limp. Collapsing with exhaustion between heavy breaths, he says, "Dad, I just can't do it." His father looks at him and says, "Give it everything you have." The boy picks himself up. He decides to give it one last try. But after 30 more minutes of grueling work, the stump is no more loose than when he started. Now he is entirely spent. He sits on the stump and he looks up at his dad and he says, "I'm sorry, Dad. I gave it everything. I really did. I just wasn't enough." Father looks at his son and he says, "Son, you didn't give it everything you have because you never once asked me for help." I think maybe God looks at us like that sometimes and wonders why we don't ask him for help. But today we're actually talking more about the idea of giving it all we have. And as Christians, we know that we've got someone helping us along the way. Hang on, let me share my screen with you. We are coming up on the end of this really, really long series. But we'll talk more about stress reduction as we go along, because that's really my thing. That I think we all deal with it so much, and there's so many different things we can do to help ourselves. But you know what we've talked about, how to regulate ourselves in the moment. This is one of the most important things that you'll ever be able to do to help you in your life, is to be able to calm yourself when you are triggered, when your body is reacting in such a way that your brain is taken offline. We've talked about looking at your situation and decide, is this a situation I should eliminate? Is this good stress or bad stress? How can I tweak it? How can I make it the situation itself better for me? And then the third one, we're decreasing our reaction to stress, because we are understanding that it's not the situation, but our reaction to the situation that is causing us to feel stressed out. We've talked about the core disciplines. There's 10 of them. These are powerful concepts that when we apply these in our lives, they just help us live more energetically, more powerfully, and more joyfully. We talked about becoming aware of what's going on in the world. What is the reality? Accepting that reality. And then once we know the truth, then we can make conscious choices. We're not just running from the habits that our brain has developed through the years. As we're going along this path, we are able to trust the process, that we have done our due diligence, that sometimes things take a while. We don't have to jump from one to another. We don't have to keep second guessing ourselves. Just go with it and give it a chance to work. We talked about being authentic, being ourselves. It's so stressful to try to appear to be someone that you're not. Then when we do that, when we have this mindset, this growth mindset, that what we're doing is always learning, we can be fearless. We don't have to be afraid of making a mistake. We don't have to be afraid of making the wrong decision, because anything that happens to us, we're just learning. This helps give us confidence, because we know that we don't have to do something perfect for it to be well. Then we've talked about how important connection is. Connection with other people, with ourselves, with our creator, with the world around us. This adds so much benefit to our lives. Then we've talked about being present in the moment. The past is gone, the future is not here yet, but today and this moment is all I have. And paying extra attention to what is going on right now, enjoying the small things. Now we're, this week and next week, we're going to talk about 100% being energetically engaged. What does this mean? Playing full out, giving it your all. what does this mean? We're going to talk about that and think about situations that you've been in, maybe a situation you're very excited about and you're all in and you're willing to do what it takes. In other situations, maybe you're not so interested in it and you just do just enough to get by. Obviously, if you're wanting to live a powerful, full life, the important things that you're doing, you need to be 100% energetically engaged in them. So today we're going to talk about, first I'm going to give you some quotes from some famous people. This idea of giving it your all, playing full out is very, very, a lot of people talk about this. And so I'm going to give you some quotes. We're going to talk about what does it actually mean? How does it feel? What does it look like when you are fully engaged? And then we're going to talk about range of engagement. This is some ideas of the way we focus on something and how we approach it. And then we're going to last talk about an energy and action model. I'll explain those to you when we get to them. So here are some quotes by some famous people. Oprah Winfrey says, doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. Albert Einstein says, we have to do the best we can. This is our sacred human responsibility. Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Helen Keller says, when we do the best we can, we never know what miracle is wrought in our life or in the life of another. And then Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try. So what the things that we're doing in our life, let's don't do the things that we can't be engaged in. Well, that's not true. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't really like, but maybe you can find a way to become more engaged so that they're not as boring or as unpleasant to you. So what does it mean if we are energetically engaged? What does it mean to play full out? So when we're in this mindset, we're willing, we're able, we're motivated to do this task, we're emotionally involved in it. We think this is a good thing. We're attracted to it. We are all bought in. It's not someone forcing us or telling us to do this. This is something we have decided. We're excited about it, and we're pleased to do this. It means we're committed to it. It means we're proceeding. We have no doubts about whether we should do it or not do it. Nothing is holding us back. We're not afraid, or we're not letting fear hold us back. But it's more than just a mindset. It's more than just an attitude. You're also taking action to set these intentions in motion. So to be 100% energetically engaged, we've got this positive mindset toward it, but you're also taking action with it. Let's talk about range of engagement. If you watched my original videos about influencers, we actually talked about this very thing. If you've missed my past videos, you can go to my website, kimberlincoaching.com, and watch the videos. I've kind of overwhelmed my website, and you may not be able to look at the videos on your phone. So if you have problems with that, there's a link in the show notes that will take you to my YouTube channel. I am in the process of creating a new website that will be able to handle all my videos. But until then, if you have problems with it, you can watch them on YouTube. So the range of engagement is how engaged are we? So let's take a person, let's say this person needs to lose some weight, okay? So first of all, the task would be losing weight. So the first opinion, the first attitude or mindset he has first is, I won't do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to stop doing the things I would have to stop. I don't want to start doing the things I would have to start. Don't want to do this. When you have a feeling of I won't do this, you have no power. This is going nowhere, and you really have no choice because you're just saying no. So when you're at the won't, of course, you're obviously at the very, very low range of engagement. So then what it goes to the doctor says, hey, you are going to have a heart attack. You are heart attack waiting to happen. You need to lose some weight. You need to get your body in better physical shape. So now he goes home and he's thinking, oh, I have to do this. I have to lose some weight. I have to get some exercise. And so he feels forced. He feels pressured. He's limited. He is limited to no choice because this is not his choice. This is someone else putting this choice on him. He's putting a little bit of energy toward it because he feels like he has to, but he's not putting much energy into this. The next step up would be I need to. So maybe he believes the doctor. He believes, okay, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be around for my kids and my grandkids. And okay, I really don't really want to do it, but I do feel like I need to do it. So when you do things that you feel like you need to do, you have low power, right? Low engagement, very low energy. You're still basically doing as just the very little you can do to get by. You have some choice here, but you're still not fully energetically engaged. You're just doing what you have to do. But let's say you just decide, you say, man, okay, this, it took me getting to this point, but I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of my body being heavy. I'm tired of my body hurting. I do want to be around for my kids and my grandkids. I want to get down on the floor with them. I want to be able to get into the seats at Disney World. I have all these different reasons I want to do this. I am choosing to do this. When you choose to do it, you have high power, your total choice, and you're putting energy into this. You're much more likely to accomplish your goal on this one because you're choosing to do this. You have motivation, you have energy, and you're putting your full power behind this. So whatever it is that you're doing, look at where you're feeling at here. Where is your mindset on here? Maybe if there's something in your life that you're at the won't or the or I just have to, maybe look at it and decide, is this really something I even want to think about doing? Maybe you've agreed to do something that you didn't really want to do, and maybe you need to turn it around and say, no, I'm not going to do this, so that you can put your energy toward the things you really have motivation for and you really want to do. Now here's the energy action model. So we've got two different things that affect each other. When one raises, the other lowers. And if we, that's not so true. They affect each other, but they go up and down. So let me try to explain this. So an energetic response is primarily caused by two factors. So the first factor is how much tension I feel, how much stress and anxiety I feel about whatever this task is. So let's say maybe I have an opportunity to do a speech in front of a lot of people. So if I have a lot of stress about that, maybe I don't like speaking in front of people, and I really, it really gives me a lot of anxiety and tension. I'm going to have low energy for that. But then the next one is, how much engagement do you have? How much motivation do you have? So maybe this talk that you're going to give, maybe if you do this well, it's going to be really helpful for your career. Or maybe you have a really good lesson that you really think will help these people. So maybe you have high motivation. So if you have high stress and high motivation, it levels out some to where you don't have full energy for it because some of your energy is going toward the anxiety. If you have low like you have low motivation and low stress, you're probably not going to do it. So if someone invites you to speak to these people, I don't really care, I don't really have any reason I want to do this, it's very anxiety provoking to me, then that's probably not going to happen. You have no energy for that. Let's say if someone was to invite me to speak before some people, maybe I don't have any high motivation for it, but I'm not stressed either. And so, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But I may not put as much energy into it as if I was having high motivation. Yeah, I would love to speak to these people. I would love to share what I have, and maybe maybe this would help my career also. And then I have low, if you have high motivation, low stress, then obviously that gives you the most energy for whatever it is you're going to do. So again, look at what you're getting ready to contemplate. How much stress and anxiety do you have, and how much motivation and buy-in do you have? They affect each other and affect how much energy you have to be engaged in this activity you're looking at. All right, that's all we're going to talk about today. I gave you some good quotes. We're actually going to have some more quotes next week. We talked about what it meant, talk about how much, what our range of our engagement is, and we talked about how our energy is affected by our stress and tension versus our motivation and buy-in. So next week will be our last one of this whole big series. Then we'll start doing different things. If you have something that you would specifically like me to talk about, please message me, IM me, put it in the chat, and I will create a talk on it for you. If you want some help with any of this, I would love to talk with you to see if we could make a coach relationship. There's a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free coaching session. And meanwhile, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you're fully engaged and playing full out on whatever it is you're doing. See you later. Bye-bye.